Hey everybody. I'm here in the studio starting to put together lesson one of what I hope will be several lessons on how perspective works in drawing. As you can see, this is about as far from fancy production values as you can get. I didn't have a lot going for me in that department, but hopefully I can still get across some helpful principles. A lot of my Instagram followers were asking for tips and tricks and how perspective works in general, so I finally decided it would probably be useful to make a video like this. I think, just to start out, the biggest misconception of perspective drawing is that it's advanced, and it's for fancy or complicated drawings, and that you somehow don't really need it if you're just drawing people or individual objects, or you're not drawing backgrounds or complex things like that. But in reality, there is no such thing as a perspective drawing. That's a redundant phrase. Every drawing is a perspective drawing. Literally, this is just as much a perspective drawing as a fully detailed scene with foreground and midground and background and buildings and deep distance and all that good stuff. Really, because because full-blown hardcore perspective principles apply to literally everything, every aspect of drawing. That's that same circle from before. Because literally everything has perspective, and avoiding perspective is a dangerous pitfall. Avoiding perspective isn't going to work out for you because it's in literally everything you draw. So it's not just buildings or distance. Avoidance is one of the biggest mistakes when you approach perspective. And just because your brain and your eyes are smart enough to recreate something convincingly in the space of a drawing doesn't mean you don't need to know this stuff. Like, it's there, it's literally always relevant, and there's a right and reliable way to construct things with perspective. And I didn't fully understand this myself. I didn't grasp that perspective is always relevant until this one point in school, when I was trying to get this face right, and I couldn't get it, and I couldn't get it, and couldn't get it, until my professor told me, you're not using perspective. And with just a few mild perspective applications, this is not complex perspective, I was able to accurately create the face. And faces are not something you think of as needing perspective. So hopefully I can help do for you what that moment did for me. So basically, in this first intro, the thing to understand is that perspective is everywhere. It's always relevant no matter what you're doing. It's got to be lesson one if you want to understand how it works.